It's kind of a mix of standard messages that we put out, but also some new things. Today, I'm very, very pleased to be talking about some things that are a little bit milestones in our development as a company. We obviously have some events that we want to promote and some things that are going on. We've got a new event in Dubai, which I'll share with you when we get to that. But in particular, towards the end of the webinar, I'm going to be talking about Leo Coin and the development of stage 3, which is fairly big news and something that I'm sure that you'll agree will be extraordinary. Now, we are at the tail end of July, and albeit that I may sound excited, I'm struggling a little bit with some sort of food poisoning or goodness knows what else, but I'm not going to go into details of that. But the buoyancy that I feel is because we're kind of coming full circle now. As a 5-year-old company, we still have innovation in our bones and in our DNA. We're still taking our business forward, and I think that towards the conclusion of this call, you'll understand what I mean, because there's always something that we should fearlessly going towards, which is staying abreast of technology and staying up to speed with what's going on in the world, rather than resting on our laurels and our successes from the past. We always have to move forward. But we are very enthusiastic about our live seminar and Discover Leo that we're doing in London, in a very, very cool venue in the heart of London, in the heart of the business district, a very, very fitting venue for a live seminar. I'm going to do my level best to be there myself, if my wife gives me permission. But Andy Hansen will be running a seminar there, and we'll have a few surprises up our sleeves for that as well. So this is a live seminar, which is part of what we do as a business, and they're always very powerful. They always take your business from one stage to the next stage, just on the basis of learn, earn, own. Our core mantra of a business starts with learn. And there are always things for all of us to learn. Every time when I've gone from one level to the next in my personal career, it's always been on the back of learning something new, of taking those lessons and applying them to business, and somehow then in a messy, organic way going to the next level. Now, London is one thing. We're also, because this is coming back to back, if you like, with the UK Leaders Summit, where we as an English company, as an English headquarters, are very, very pleased to be having our leaders come in. We have such a good program for you, such a way for you to see England from the perspective of a host company such as Leo in the heart of Oxfordshire. We're going to show you some of the best things that England has to offer, and we're also going to be taking you around the offices, and we're going to show you our mining facilities, so this is something for all of you who are organizing your travel and what have you now, and your visas. Make sure that you don't leave it to the last minute. Get it done now, because the 1st of September will be here before you know it. And you really don't want to miss out on this one, because it's big. Now, we're also on this webinar launching a new live seminar and Discover Leo session in Dubai. The Dubai region is really starting to take off now. We have all of our old markets there that we're very, very grateful for, and we're also seeing that these old markets, in some cases, and some cases new markets, are expanding into new territories. So throughout the Middle East, throughout North Africa, throughout Africa, India, major things going on there as well. We're starting to see an engagement now that for the remainder of this year will be intimidating to watch. It's kind of quite cool now, because there's a real sense of the fuse is lit on a stick of dynamite, and the business in the Dubai region is going to explode. So therefore, we're doing a live seminar in Dubai on the 14th of September. So Waka Sohail, our general manager for the Dubai region, and Andy Hansen will be doing a seminar there, and we have so many tickets that people need to redeem any which way, so we know that this is going to be a sellout event and very, very powerful. So for those of you who have connections in Dubai, for those of you who have connections in the region, get them to Dubai and get them to attend on the 14th of September this event, because it'll be quite powerful. It's one of the best ways that I know to introduce our business to other people, because when we talk about learn, earn, own, it starts with learn. It's always that at the front end. And when people come to a live seminar, they suddenly get our business. They see what we're about. They see the value that we bring. And it's just very, very powerful. So put that in your diaries, promote that to your teams and your groups, and get focused. Now, Morocco is the 5th and 9th of October. That's in full swing. And again, it's nice to be taking our leaders into Morocco, into Marrakesh in particular, because it's an absolutely magical place. And because it's kind of part of this Dubai region expansion, North Africa, Africa itself, it's a good thing to be networking into this place. So it's a good thing for you to go there, which is why we've set this executive trip up for Morocco. Get your passports uploaded, make sure to book your flights, don't leave it to the last minute. I sound like a nagging mother when I talk about these things, but I know what networks are like. You always leave things to the last minute, and it's not clever, because some of you will be very disappointed when your visa application fails, or when it's slower than you anticipated. Get it done today, don't delay. Now, Brazil, very, very cool as well to be talking about, because this is the life-changing event next year in 2019. Why are we talking about this? Because we have an incentive where you can go there for free. By introducing a new member, helping him get to associate, you qualify for a free ticket to Brazil, which could be one of those watershed events for you, because Brazil in itself is magical. The venue that we have that will be totally Leoized and we'll have exclusive use of and branding up, like we did in Mauritius, will take the global annual conference to another level. So you have now, if you like, August, September, and October. You have 3 full months, over 90 days, just shy of 100 days, I guess. And you can get this done no matter who you are. If you're brand new in the business today, work with your upline. They'll tell you what you have to do. Find a person who's hungry, help them to get associate, and you will be rewarded for that. Help your new person go associate and help him break an associate, and suddenly you'll have a little team going there. Go to brazil2019.learnearnown.com and get all of the information, all of the promotional materials, the videos, everything is there, and you'll see why I am pushing this so hard. It's a fantastic opportunity, and people are taking this opportunity. And we have actually now a list of qualifiers that I'm going to share with you. And it's interesting to see how our global reach is reflected in the numbers and in the qualifiers that I'm going to share with you. Because we, at the moment, when we went to press with this, had 68 qualifiers. I think that's already gone up because we're seeing strong momentum in the business. But already since we launched, we have 68 people who've said, I'm going to be in Brazil, because they've helped another person get to associate. And this person who went to associate obviously did that quite quickly. They don't know that you can do this slow as well, so they'll qualify people. And so we're very confident in the last 3 months here, we will qualify and have a full sellout event of 500, 600, 700 people. The exact number escapes me, but it'll be a full house. And there will be no tickets left at the end for any buy-ins, what have you. So qualify now is my advice. If you look at Asia Pacific, they are leading the pack. And there's an awful lot of interest from Asia Pacific because they kind of love travel. And I think Brazil has really hit their imagine button, if you like, their dream buttons. They want to go. And it's cool to see how this has been qualified for by new people and relatively inexperienced networkers, if you like, but also some of our old leaders are qualified for this. Angel was one of the first people to qualify and made sure that she did. So this is something that works for old people and new people alike. So if these people can do it, why not you? But Asia Pacific is great. We also have people in the Dubai region. And again, it's reflecting the same thing where some of our biggest leaders are qualifying for this, as well as new people. It doesn't seem to matter who you are. What seems to matter is if you make a decision to qualify. And so these lists will start to look very, very small indeed over the next few weeks, because there is a strong momentum in the business. There's a lot of things to be excited by. And so when I say that we have August, September, and October. That's a 3-month run now. At the end of the webinar today, I'm also going to share with you a little bit what we're going to do to help hyper incentivize you to get this done. But we also have qualifiers in Europe, in Africa, and in North America. And so this kind of reflects our business now, that we're getting more and more people all over the world participating in Leo, pushing for Leo, and trying to build their Leo business, and clearly succeeding. Now, we want all of the new emerging markets to do better and better, and we're seeing so much life from so many different countries and so many different markets that it really is quite inspirational to have this business where we celebrate diversity and we get multicultural focus on working together, building bridges between people instead of walls. I'm just very, very proud of what we're doing to be a counterpoint to some of the madness going on in the world today, because we are trying to get people to see that if we work together, everyone achieves more. So the digital market service, as you know, this is the last week of July, and the rewards coming in for the US will be at the end of October. This is the month, this is the week, July is the month when you really want to be pushing this, because August sales of DMS will not be in place until, the rewards will not be in place until the end of December. So that's the end of 2018. That's to do with, it's harder and harder for us to get the logistics done in the timeline for this, because we need to source hardware. There's pressure on the mining industry, because now if you've looked, you've seen that Bitcoin is rising again. That has two effects on us. One, it makes it harder for us to source mining equipment, of course, but two, it also helps us to find attractive things to mine. So we're kind of always playing with these sliders, but as a responsible company, we kind of have to manage future expectations well. So if you purchase in August, on the 1st of August instead of the last day of July, you won't get your reward until the 31st of December, which is, of course, New Year's Eve 2018, which is a long way away. And I know it's hard enough already with the delay that you have, but we have to do this just to be responsible. So our advice is if you have people who are sitting on the fence, get them off the fence before the end of July. As simple as that. Now, when we're now talking about the big news, what I've been hinting at for the last 2 or 3 weeks is that we're moving with the times with Leo Coins. The Leo Coin Foundation has made a decision that we are going to migrate Leo Coin onto the Ethereum blockchain. There's a couple of routes forward for that, and I'm not going to reveal the technical details on that just yet, because it's kind of commercially quite sensitive and what have you. So all I want you to understand is that we're moving on to Ethereum with Leo Coin. Now, why is this exciting? Well, if you look at our history, we launched Leo Coin in 2014. And of course, at that time, it was just a copy of the Bitcoin blockchain, and we didn't make any big changes to it. We called it Leo Coin, and we could use the wallets and what have you, but there was kind of no innovation there. We just picked up an open source blockchain and called it Leo Coin, and made a bet that our community would make the difference, not the technology. Then we went to stage 2 when we really improved the blockchain, still basically based in Bitcoin. But we added proof of stake, and we did some funky things with privacy. We did some funky things with communication within the wallet, if you like, and we were very, very proud of the development that we did. But of course, as I've said to you over the last couple of weeks, the blockchain technology is moving faster than just about any other technology that's out there. And a new kid came onto the block in 2015. Bitcoin was started in 2009 and was the pioneer of this open ledger blockchain technology. But of course, the underlying reality of Bitcoin is that the technology is the oldest in the blockchain technology world. And since 2009, things are moving faster and faster and faster. So when Bitcoin rose at the end of last year to giddy heights of $20,000 and even higher, there was problems with the network. There was slow transaction speeds. The algorithm compensated for the pressure on the network by raising the price of transactions, so that it actually became quite expensive to move Bitcoin back and forth. There's this fundamental challenge with Bitcoin, which is the scalability issue. Now, we aspire for LeoCoin to be a large cryptocurrency. We want to capture a mass market through our community and through acquiring merchants and what have you. So we will always have those technological limitations because we have been based on Bitcoin. Ethereum is a different kettle of fish. It's a different beast altogether. Not saying that Bitcoin is in any way under threat or anything like that. It seems to be the strongest store of value and certainly has the greatest market capitalization of all currencies that are out there. But Ethereum was designed to be an enabler of innovation, of applications, of business applications, of entrepreneurship. And for us as a LeoCoin Foundation evaluated it, it's a much better fit to where we want to go. It also has masses of developers in the space. There's kind of like a live technological community. There's some very, very cool things that that you can do with airdrops and with smart contracts, and the whole thing is kind of vibrant in a different sort of way. So much so that the Chinese government made an assessment of every single blockchain out there and said that Ethereum is the #1 blockchain network. They did this in May 17, 2018. So China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology ranked Ethereum as the world's #1 blockchain. They measured in particular 3 criteria, which was technology, application, or how useful the blockchain was, and how much innovation was held within it. Interesting that the Chinese government is in there assessing blockchains, and I thought that was interesting in itself. But to say that Ethereum was the #1 of all blockchains was extraordinary. If you then look at Bitcoin, they assessed Bitcoin as number 13 only. So for us at the LeoCoin Foundation, then we sort of looked at this and thought, well, we need to be on the cutting edge. We need to be in a place where we're keeping abreast with technology. We're not technologists. We're not nerds. We're kind of sales and marketeers, if you like. We're networkers. We know how to build the community. We know how to do duplication. But we don't want to reinvent the world because we're not qualified. But what we can do is we can ally with the best technology that's out there. And at the moment, that is Ethereum. In 5 years' time, who knows? We can't possibly comment. But the LeoCoin Foundation then has made a decision. We're going to migrate LeoCoin onto the Ethereum blockchain. Now, this might be 2 months out. This might be 3 months out. But we are able to do funky things with Ethereum. When I say things like airdrops, we can just airdrop into all wallets that are part of a particular smart contract, for instance. We can give rewards and incentives. We can create an incentive program for adding a merchant. We can escrow the rewards over a 12-month period if we think that's the funky thing to do. We can do all sorts of things that we couldn't do on the blockchain of Bitcoin-derived coins, if you like. So that for us is just very, very interesting. So I think that you need to go online now, and as part of step 1 to this, learn, earn, own. You start with learning. I don't make any apology from making changes, and the LeoCoin Foundation making changes that I support, because everyone goes, oh, I don't like change. The only people that like change are people, babies with wet nappies. They like a change. But everyone else resists change. We're saying that as entrepreneurs, you need to learn first. And if you learn first and fast, you're in a better position than other people. If you consider that the LeoCoin story in itself is now one of We launched this thing in 2014. We're still here. This time, if Bitcoin, as you've seen, have started to rise again, we're going to capture that and rise with Bitcoin if we possibly can. If we do it by going onto the Ethereum platform. What we're going to do in August, September, and October, which then matches the incentive for Brazil, is we're going to incentivize you to participate. We're going to incentivize you to speak to people. We're going to incentivize new entrants into the Leo economy, if you like, or the Leo community. We're going to incentivize you by giving you high rewards. We're launching an incentive from the 1st of August that will reward you for pulling your thumb out and going to work. And not by waiting to the last minute and hope for the best, but we're saying that August is an important month because we're going to heavily load rewards for you in terms of Leo coin, because we want to get to, when we launch the new version of Leo coin, we want you to have as many coins as possible in your wallet, because we will also be able to give you an uplift. We'll be able to say that if you have 1,000 coins in your wallet, we'll give you an extra percentage of coins as a thank you for going through the pain of migrating and doing the coin swap from old Leo coin to new Leo coin. So we're going to hyper incentivize you. I make no apologies for that, because sometimes people in your downline and yourself need a reason to get on and get on with it. So the form of that will be revealed next week on the next webinar, of course, the 30th, but it'll be along the lines of, we'll give you 3 times as much in August as we will do in September, which will be 2 times as much as we do in October, which will be 1 times as much, if you like. So we go 3, 2, 1 kind of thing. That means that we're going to load the dice in your favor for effort in August. And that will give you 3 deadlines to push towards, because we'll have the end of August, we'll have the end of September, we'll have the end of October, and the final thing then becomes about participating in the coin swap in a better position than if we didn't run this incentive. Some of you will maximize on this, and it'll be linked to your rank awards. Of course, we're not ever going to be in a position that we actually are selling Leo coins, but what we're selling is e-learning, education, live seminars in particular. We'll focus on that, I think. But we're going to incentivize you that when you go gold, when you go platinum, when you go associate, your uplift in terms of ownership into Leo coin will be extraordinary. Now, that's kind of what I wanted to share with you now, because when I said at the beginning of the call, it's nice to be the CEO of a company that is going from one state to the next state. We're leaving the Bitcoin world that has served us well since 2014, and we're now launching onto Ethereum. What that means is you've got to go and educate yourself about this, because this is a brand new opportunity for you to speak to people. So when you understand Ethereum a bit better, when you do some searching, it's no more difficult than doing a Google on why is Ethereum the best blockchain. You'll get lots of hits and you'll get lots of answers, and you'll have a story to talk to people. And people will say, I don't understand. And you will say, exactly. That's where most people are. If you understand, you are participating in something that is changing everything. And that is still, in my opinion, true. So this is the time to wake up and smell the coffee. We're going forward with Leo coin now, because we now have a longevity story since 2014. We have a transparency story because we've been available on many exchanges. When we go to Ethereum, we'll go to many more exchanges. At the same time, we're driving publicity and advocacy. So there's a reason that we're involved in the Houses of Parliament. There's a reason that we're spokespeople for digital currencies at large. There's a reason why we launch a Digital Currency Day and all of these things, because we've got open doors to journalists. We can make a story about this that will make your head spin. We're going to put all of those things together, but you are the secret weapon, because you are the community that speaks to the aunts and uncles. You are the people that take this to market. You are the people that will sign up new merchants. You are the people that, as a thank you for that, will get an allocation of Leo coin, because we can incentivize that from the Leo coin Foundation through the blockchain, which will have Ethereum capabilities. so we can do smart contracts that will incentivize all of you to go and do what you do best, which is networking. And that is why we think this is not about technology, this is about community. So to conclude the call, the DMS is available. If you buy in July, that'll be an October reward. An August purchase will be December, so that's 2 months later. And we hope that we can hold that, because it depends a little bit on some conversations that we're having with suppliers. But at the moment, that is absolutely true. The Leo Gold Pack gets you into the space. It's still a compelling story, and we're still not done with gold. But at the moment, we're pivoting now, and we're segueing from the DMS really into Leo Coin. And that is kind of a cool thing. If you're a new member and you've not been part of the Leo Coin story from before, speak to some of the old people. Try to understand where we're going with this, because this is the big one, honest to God. Do all the logistics that you have to do for Morocco. Join your team there. The tickets are available, blah, 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 blah. Qualify for Brazil, blah, 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 blah. But go and get ready to do the work in August. And then when August is done, get ready to do the work in September. When September is done, think October. And it could be a 3-month run that you'll look back on forever and think, I got to Brazil. Oh, I got to a bigger place than Brazil. I got to a place where Leo potentially changes your life. So this is Dan Anderson saying thank you very much indeed for coming on the call. You can tell that despite me being a little bit poorly, and I probably do have to go to the little boys' room. No, I'm not going to talk about that, but I am very excited, because we are right at a pivotal stage of Leo, where we're going from one place to the next. And I look forward to speaking to you on the 30th of July, next Monday. And we'll give you the full details on the incentive that will run as we go forward. And so get ready to blow your socks off. This is Dan Anderson saying thank you very much indeed for being on the call. And I look forward to celebrating your success. Thank you very much indeed.